We're happy that so many of you have joined us. Kindly add your company name to your Zoom profile by clicking on the three dots located on the upper right-hand corner of your video. Also, please send any questions you may have in the chat feature, which will be monitored by our team. We'll be getting to those at the end of the session today. As a reminder, this session is being recorded and will be posted at the end of the week. Today, we'll be discussing how we can work together to better serve our clients. Now more than ever, we need to join forces and strategize on how to provide clients with the meeting services they need in the new normal. We need to be ready as a destination to not only provide that exceptional customer service, but to do so with new protocols in place. We're excited to have a few guest speakers with us today from the PAM and a client with Informa Markets, C-Trade Cruise Global. Next slide, please. At this time, I would like to introduce our team. My name is Patricia Bayona, and I'm the Director of Meeting and Convention Services. We also have Jill Potash with us today, Meeting and Convention Services Manager.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining.
We have Monica Martinez, our Meeting and Convention Services Coordinator.
Good morning, everybody. So nice to see you all.
And Teresa Dumas, Meeting and Convention Services Coordinator.
Good morning, everyone.
Also up on the slide is our email address. Contact us for whatever you may need. It's conventionservices@gmcvb.com. Okay, next slide, please. Now, before we get started with our services presentation, we would like to thank our partner, Integrated Insight, for sponsoring our session this morning. Integrated Insight helps organizations outbehave the competition through insights and analytics. Their work falls into three primary categories: new business strategy, business optimization, and research, consumer insights, and is the Bureau's key research partner for understanding visitors to the Miami area. They have some great recovery resources to share with you today. Let's welcome John Page, Vice President, and Jessica Dreiling, Consultant. Thank you both for being here today and for your sponsorship.
Great, thank you, Patricia. And it's great to be here, and we're very pleased to sponsor today's session and to share with you just a few minutes here about some of the work that we do. Wanted just to reference, you may be familiar with this given our work with the Bureau, and just happy to work with the Bureau on this annual overview that we do and ongoing research that we do related to the industry overview of visitors to the Miami area. So this is where you may know us if you do know us, but we do want to make a reference to some other work that we do and actually share with you just briefly some other work that we found is very useful for many of our clients in the convention space. And wanted to share with you just an example of some work that we're doing around agent-based simulation. So a lot of the questions that we're finding from our clients these days are, how do we come back in the context of social distancing? When we think about everything with the impact of COVID in terms of expectations from our guests to regulations and requirements for what a new experience is going to look like. What we're doing with our clients today is we're often helping them think about their spaces in new ways. And I'm just going to play a video now just to share with you. This is an example of an aquarium space that we helped to lay out just to basically show what that space could look like in the future. We did this with existing and new spaces, but then actually programming each one of these people you see represented here as with real behavior, with real actions that they would take in terms of needs around social distancing, flow through an experience, dwell times, all of those factors that could play into elements that really get into capacity, as well as just the operational factors that go into today's spaces. Even things like elevator usage and the ability to queue up for elevators, all these factors that were key before but are even more important now in this new world of social distancing that we have. So just wanted to reference that again. You may know us from our research that we do with the Bureau, but we've found some of this work recently very helpful for some of our clients in recent months as they think about the best ways to come back and the best ways to return after some of the new regulations and some of the new expectations are in place from their guests. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jessica with some additional thoughts.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, John. I also just wanted to mention that our website has a lot of great resources to help companies open up in this very interesting economy. We have resources related to pricing, strategy, marketing, operational management, and research. And you'll see a lot of resources on our website related to the agent-based simulation models that.
You're muted, Jessica.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Thanks, John. I just wanted to mention that we have a lot of great resources on our website also to help businesses reopen in this very challenging economy. We have a lot of resources related to pricing strategy, marketing, operations management, and research. And you'll also see a lot of great articles related to the agent-based simulation models that John just showed. Some of them tell us how companies can reopen and at what capacity based on the density of the people when we do the modeling. It also helps companies understand queue management because, as you know, we all need to maintain social distancing. And so understanding where the bottlenecks will occur in the operation, we have great articles on that. So in the chat box, I'll go ahead and link to more information on agent-based simulation as well as the resources on our blog. Thanks.
Okay. John, so your guys are all set then?
We're all set. Thank you, Patricia.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you, John and Jessica. I think these services are great. They were a great tie into our session today. So thanks again for your sponsorship and your partnership. So we'll begin our presentation. Next slide. We're going to provide an overview of what we do. Convention Services works with meeting planners after convention sales has helped the client book their hotels. We become part of the meeting planners extended team, providing destination expertise on all things Miami. So how do we help meeting planners in the new normal? What are they looking for? Planning during the pandemic comes with more challenges and preparation. Our clients don't live in Miami and need all the guidance they can get. In order for us to better service these clients, we need to know the ins and outs of our destination, what new norms will impact social gatherings. We are their boots on the ground. In order to have the latest information, we need to form strong relationships with our partners and community and be in constant communication with each other for the latest updates. We all need to be on the same page, send the same message in order to plan safe meetings, offer the best experience, and instill confidence in our clients. Next slide, please. What we do, we are destination experts who share our knowledge of local businesses and resources with meeting planners. We have conversations with our clients from the very beginning planning stages to event completion. Our goal is for them to execute a successful and safe event. We like to know what they've done in the past, who their audience is, what their budget is, technical specifications for their meeting, and what their goals are for the program. Based on these conversations, we refer them to our partners and make recommendations of what will work in the new normal. We want our customers to have a safe and memorable experience. We want to build confidence and have them return. We want Greater Miami and the beaches to be associated with safe meetings. Now more than ever, we are an important resource to planners who may not be able to physically visit the destination, so we must be prepared to present our partners and services virtually. We need to know what works for these planners under the new normal. Every service we provide can be adapted to our new reality. Next slide, please. Okay, the next 3 slides will cover a range of complementary services we provide. This slide lists referrals, recommendations, and welcome messaging. Referrals are a big part of what we do on a daily basis. We refer all of you, venues, restaurants, event spaces, caterers, staffing companies, DMCs, and suppliers to cover all meeting needs. Right now, many of our vendors who provide signage or premium gift items are focusing on PPE, decals, and signage to help with social distancing and safety messaging. We will continue to work with our partners to make sure that we have updated floor plans, capacities, and safety protocols or initiatives that we can share with our customers. Another part of what we do is make recommendations of things to do. Meeting planners want to be able to communicate fun things to do to their attendees. Miami is a huge draw. We have so much to offer, both indoor and outdoor adventures and cultural experiences, and they can be done safely. We are so lucky that we have beautiful year-round weather. This will help so much when other destinations will be indoors in winter. We will be communicating to our clients what our attractions, museums, and cultural institutions are doing to offer safe experiences. Another very important part of the customer service experience is also welcoming the customer and attendees to Miami. We help planners with city welcome messaging through signage at the airport, street pole banners, billboards, bus shelters, and more. We can also help with additional signage and messaging needed to keep meeting attendees safe. Next slide, please. To help planners build attendance, we offer a variety of tools such as digital content, including photos, videos, and B-roll. They can also take advantage of promotional tools such as banner ads, microsites, evites, and postcards. Now more than ever, these are all very important attendance builders. We have also been using this digital content to showcase and recreate the Miami vibe for those meetings that have shifted to digital platforms such as the American Society for Radiation Oncology, American Black Film Festival, and others. These groups are incorporating virtual Miami backgrounds, welcome messages from our city officials and our president and CEO, Mr. Talbert, and even virtual tours of our destination into their online meeting. We also have wonderful guides, such as our Delegate Pocket Guide, which gives an overview of the entire destination, includes restaurants, venues, nightlife, museums, and all we have to offer. We have the Multicultural Guide, which shows all of our multicultural neighborhoods. There's a Family Fun Guide for those who come with kids. We've seen during this pandemic, people come here on vacation. Many other guides which can be found on our website are available digitally and can be distributed during meetings and events. Services also offers meeting planners maps and logistical information so they are well prepared to get around. Again, these can be offered digitally as well. Next slide, please. Another big part of what we do is assist meeting planners with site inspections. These include sites during the decision-making process to the pre-planning stage or conference. During the new normal, we are prepared to conduct these site inspections virtually through Zoom, Teams, or other platforms. We will make things easier by coordinating meeting times with the conference facility, hotel, venue, restaurant, or service provider. We will be there every step of the way, assisting our customers and supporting our GMCVB partners through the whole process. For those in-person visits, we will continue to assist the planner with making all of the appointments, travel arrangements, and scheduling. In-person sites will be conducted with safety in mind, so they will be a little different. The number of participants will be smaller in order to observe the safety protocols. We will also communicate safety measures for each touch point and step of their journey, from landing at MIA, getting in a car, their hotel, the facilities to be visited, and the restaurants they will dine in. They will feel safe knowing that our destination is doing everything to be COVID-19 safe, and we are prepared to share those safety measures with them, from PPE, social distancing, signage, everything is covered. Another value-added service we provide is to work with partners to create special group offers, which help out our businesses as well. I think everyone needs to get a piece of the pie at this time. Most of this is done through the business improvement districts, which we will cover in a little while. We are community connectors, so we also help planners with local government offices for event permits and transportation inquiries, and these are just a few examples. Being in the know about social gatherings, what Miami-Dade County and the different municipalities are allowing are critical right now. We gather that information and share it with our planners. In addition to working with local government offices, Services connects planners with local community partners that can help plan and execute programs for social responsibility and team building. We can help them find social responsibility activities that resonate with the current state of the pandemic, whether it's making masks to distributing food to the needy. Next slide, please. Familiarization trips. This is another way that GMCVB and its partners work together to showcase the destination and key to educating our clients on what we're doing to be COVID-19 safe and responsible. Whether it's a virtual visit or in-person trip, services will plan and organize the visit. This is just like the site inspection. For the virtual FAM, we will coordinate with all of the hotels and other facilities and service providers to have their presentations, floor plans, and safety protocols available virtual Zoom takes place. It's easy to connect with partners virtually and a great way to showcase everything about our destination, our airport, car services, hotels, venues, restaurants, and more. For the in-person trip, we will continue to take care of everything from travel arrangements, agenda, to meals and activities, keeping everything safe and the group a little more intimate. At this point, if anyone has any recommendations to make the virtual site inspections and FAMs more engaging, I ask that you share any thoughts or ideas in the chat feature, which we'll review later at the end of the session, and we can discuss a little more in detail. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so these are some of the current projects that we are working on to help meeting planners navigate these uncharted waters. Partner profile updates, Miami Shines destination pledge, and meeting and event planner toolkit. Since March, when this pandemic hit, we've been busy updating our partner profiles in our CRM so that meeting planners have the latest information on your business. We've been collecting new floor plans, capacities, and safety regulations for them as well. We want to make sure our partners have updated their profiles on the extranet as well as uploaded attractive images. So please feel free to send us any updates. We'll be posting our email at the end of this session. Next slide. This is our Miami Shines destination pledge, which I'm sure you've seen, over the past couple of days. It is our commitment to clients and visitors to keep them safe. We've been collecting safety protocols from our partners, Miami International Airport, hotels, retail establishments, restaurants, transportation partners, the Miami Beach Convention Center, and others. These are partners from all our municipalities: Miami, Miami Beach, Coral Gables, Coconut Grove, Key Biscayne, Surfside, Bal Harbor, Sunny Isles, Aventura, North Miami, and so on. As you can see, it shows the safety measures in place in all these areas. And obviously, every business and sector has its own detailed and comprehensive plan. This list outlines the major points, which include wearing facial coverings, washing hands, disinfecting surfaces, social distancing, and so on. It is our job to continue collecting the latest safety measures from all our partners. So please continue to share with the GMCVB so that we can have your latest information. This pledge also lives on our website in the travel guidelines section, which can be accessed from our website's landing page. So feel free to use the chat feature or email us to send updates. We look forward to receiving them. Okay, next slide, please. The services team has worked with the GMCVB advertising and digital marketing team over the past month to do a major refresh of the meeting services webpage so that we can provide an easy access, one-stop shop for meeting planners. The refresh of our webpage is designed to be a meeting and event planner toolkit for the planner to tap into our range of services. By visiting our page, they have access to our digital content, photos, videos, guides, maps, logistical information, our latest travel guidelines, and more. They can also access all of our GMCVB partner suppliers, venues, and everything they need to build attendance and prepare for their event. So it's all on this page. So now that we've talked about a few of our current projects, I'm going to turn it over to Jill to talk about our year-round magnet program.
Thank you, Patricia. The magnet program is designed to engage our community by reaching out to influencers such as local, and the key word here is local, business executives, board members, association members, and basically anyone who has a connection with either a decision maker or a meeting planner who can bring their groups to Miami and the beaches. These groups can be any type, whether it be a conference, a corporate group, family reunions, friends getaway, and weddings, which according to our hotel partners are now a huge market for Miami. The possibilities are endless, and as long as they need at least 10 hotel room nights, they're considered a group. Next slide, please. We're going to talk about how the program works, and really it is so easy. All we're asking you to do is to connect our convention services team via an introduction email, telephone call, Zoom, or even arrange for an in-person meeting. Once we're introduced to the meeting planner or decision maker, your job is done. That's it. Convention services will take it from there by working directly with the meeting planner to understand their program and their program needs. This could be event space, it could be team building component, transportation referral, whatever they need for their group, we can help out. We will also be helping them for the pre-planning and beyond. So even if they're here, we can help them. Once they leave, if they need anything, we're here to serve. Next slide, please. So this is a really fun part for the magnet recipient. Once the group is confirmed and booked for Miami and the beaches by our convention sales team, you become an official magnet recipient. Each year, the GMCVB acknowledges this elite group for the contribution to our meetings industry. You'll be presented with the Miami Magnet Award, which you can see on these slides, the pictures. You'll also have a luncheon in your honor where you will dine with the GMCVB President and CEO, Mr. William Talbert III. By the way, he's also a CDME, as well as other executives from the GMCV and your fellow magnet honorees. You will also be acknowledged in the GMCVB Weekly What's Happening e-newsletter read by local government officials, partners, and a variety of business owners. I hope you agree that this is a win-win for both our destination to have a group that may not have come to our backyard, and for your personal gratification of knowing you're instrumental in bringing tourism to our beautiful city, Miami and the beaches. Back to you, Patricia.
Great, thanks, Jill. And great, next slide is up. Community partnerships. Well, it's so important for us to be engaged and active in our communities at this time. We need to support each other through this pandemic. It's also important to be on the same page in our messaging and recovery efforts. If we are to support each other, we need to be doing the same things to entice and reassure our customers and make our destination the desired choice for their meetings and events. We want our clients to meet here because their meetings will be safe and successful. As a community, businesses and individuals should be adopting a new mindset. Do everything they can to make safety their #1 priority. Our recovery efforts need to include keeping all lines of communication open, being updated, and most importantly, follow those CDC guidelines. One way we have been engaging our community partners is by working closely with business improvement districts. We care about these businesses and know that by working together, we will recover and we will drive traffic to these areas once again and give them exposure. So I'll turn it over to Jill again to talk about the bids.
Thank
Next
you,
slide.
Patricia. Thank you again. Okay, so business improvement districts, also known as BIDs, have many functions. The one we're focusing on today is how the GMCVB teams up with BIDs to create and market special group offers for their areas. These special group offers will be promoted to delegates attending a conference, trade shows, meetings, citywides, whatever we have coming. Next slide, please. It's an easy process for the BIDs, the individual businesses, and the GMCVB. Once we connect with the BIDs with this opportunity, or they reach out to us, the BIDs will engage their community businesses asking for a value-added component. This can be a complimentary drink with dinner, free appetizer, or percentage off of a retail purchase. It's totally up to the individual businesses. Once the discounts are collected, the BID sends them to the GMCVB, and we work our magic to create the link for the special offers to be posted on the conference website. The delegates can show either a picture of their badge or the actual badge to take advantage of the generous offers being extended by the businesses. These two options will ensure that only the group participants will be able to enjoy the discounts. This is just one of the many initiatives we do to help promote our local businesses. We were going to have a speaker come on, but unfortunately had an emergency this morning and not be able to join us. It was Tim Schman, the Executive Director of the Lincoln Road Business Improvement District. So Tim, we hope you're doing well. Back to you, Patricia.
Yeah, thanks, Jill. Yeah, unfortunately, he had an emergency, but we were going to talk about how we have worked together with him and continue to work with him to promote the Lincoln Road District, and how groups have been welcomed in that area. And of course, we did it with a lot of the groups that came to the Miami Beach Convention Center and emphasized how close Lincoln Road is from the convention center, literally just like 2 blocks away. How convenient it was, and what a great district that is for dining, shopping, entertainment. So we'll post a link up to the Lincoln Road district, and that way you can see what they have to offer. They have a great, their website is great. It even has all of the dining establishments with takeout and delivery, so restaurants are offering takeout and delivery, and they have their safety guidelines on there as well. So again, we'll continue to work with him. Unfortunately, he had an emergency, so we're sorry he couldn't join us today. So now moving on to talk about GMCVB partners and safe meetings. So we want to discuss how services adds value to both meeting planners and GMCVB partners. Planners could obviously find venues and other meeting needs through Google or other sources. However, by working with services, they have access to the best businesses in our destination. Planners can be at ease knowing that our partners are tried and true. We have conversations with planners to understand their budget and meeting specs. We send them a list of partners or referral that can fit the meeting needs. The added value is that the planner does not have to blindly research on their own. This would be so overwhelming now with new capacities and safety guidelines in place. Let's use venues as an example. Planners tend to make assumptions about venues. They think the venue is the right fit or the right budget. Convention services educates the planner, creating more possibilities. The partner gets more exposure, which in turn helps with recovery efforts. We know our partners and understand how our destination works. We've asked partners to work with our planners' needs and be flexible as well. It's important to consider budget, meeting specs, and the time of year that the event takes place. This helps our partners understand that it could be beneficial for both parties to work together. Now more than ever, our relationships are vital, and I think flexibility will be key to recovering. Services is a connector once again, putting the partner and customer in touch. So now we'll hear from one of our downtown venue partners, the Perez Art Museum Miami, to share examples of how we've worked together, and we'll put best practices to work in the new normal. We have Alan Newman. Welcome, Alan. He's a third-generation South Florida native, has been the event sales manager at the Perez Art Museum since 2017. Alan, thanks for your time today.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Such a pleasure to be here. I just wanted to say thank you to Jill and thank you to Patricia for inviting me this morning to be a part of a really great collective of professionals in the tourism and travel industry here in South Florida. So as Patricia mentioned, I've been with the Perez Art Museum for about 3.5 years, and I'm very fortunate to continue to be there given the times that we're all living in. I have such a passion for the museum. Obviously, it's an incredible public institution, but from an events perspective, I consider it to be, and not being disparaging to anybody else on the call, but one of the most incredible event venues here in South Florida. I think the combination of both, the fact that we are a cultural institution with incredible waterfront spaces is just extremely unique. And I feel very fortunate every day to be able to call that my professional home. I just wanted to come in for a moment and just bolster everything that Patricia and Jill have mentioned with regards to their efforts regarding convention services and their ability to really assist us as an event venue. I wrote down a couple of bullet points and just, words that really pop up to describe them. I mean, they're truly experts and allies with regards to supporting our efforts in selling the venue. I really consider them to be an expansion of our internal sales team. I can't tell you how many times I've, conducted site tours with Monica and Patricia and Jill and a number of other members of the GMCVB team. And they're not only supportive, but they really know everything about the venue and our capacities and our exclusive vendors and those sorts of factors that really go ahead and just, create a lot of confidence in meeting planners' minds with regards to the fact that we are the right fit for whatever event they're bringing to us. I also wanted to mention a couple of specific examples for pieces of business that were extremely fruitful or were about to be extremely fruitful with regards to direct leads that the GMCVB brought us and actually came to fruition. So a few years ago, we ended up hosting in July, actually, the Major League Baseball All-Star Gala, which was an event of over 2,000 guests and really realized a lot of revenue for the museum in a need period. Obviously, we all know that summers are typically very quiet for us. So an event of that size and scope was, very, very successful. And they really were an essential part of booking that. This summer and last month, actually, we were supposed to host the Institute of Internal Auditors. That was another piece of business that the GMCVB had brought to us and was supposed to be very fruitful, but obviously given COVID, we've had to go ahead and postpone that event. In terms of the new future that we're looking at, Patricia had asked me to discuss some of the measures that we expect to be implementing with regards to COVID and what we sort of expect for the future. We have an incredible catering provider, that's Constellation Culinary Group. They have a very extensive playbook that I would be happy to share with anybody in case they'd like to see it. And that's, in a very, very lengthy document with regards to how they're going to be handling food and beverage service, again, considering our new normal. In terms of the museum itself, we definitely will be implementing all safety practices that will not only be required by whatever governmental agencies, but are sort of being accepted widely by the industry as well. So facial coverings, potential temperature checks, maybe a waiver system depending on what conditions are at the time. Obviously, in this sort of near future, we are very, very quiet. I did want to bolster what Jill had mentioned earlier about weddings specifically. So I primarily handled social events up until a few months ago, and now I'm handling all events at the museum. And we've been very, very fortunate in the sense that we've booked actually 5 new pieces of business for 2021 in terms of social events. So that's a very sort of important trend that I've been noticing. And in speaking with some other similar venues in the market, they've also been experiencing that as well. So I did want to sort of bolster that point. From that point forward, we're just super appreciative of the constant support that we receive from the Bureau. Thank you, Mr. Talbert, for always having an incredible team that supports you and supports us. And if there's anything that I can ever be helpful with, please reach out. Happy to share my email or a phone number. I'm happy to always make new friends. I see a few old friends, both names and faces, and I'd love to make new ones. So thank you again for having us today.
Alan, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And, we look forward to, continuing to work together. All right, let's see. We have our special guest today. We're going to get a client perspective now. After all, this is all about them. We've invited a very important GMCVB customer with Informa Markets, Ms. Chiara Giorgi, who is the Global Brand and Event Director, Seatrade Cruise Events. As many of you know, Seatrade Cruise Global is the world's largest and leading annual B2B event for the global cruise industry. Seatrade Cruise Global is a perfect match for Greater Miami and the beaches, cruise capital of the world. They returned to our destination in 2019, and we're planning another great show for 2020, but now we look forward to serving them in 2021 and beyond. I've asked Chiara to share her experience in working with the GMCVB and in particular with our services department. I've known Chiara and the team for years now, and I'm happy to have her join us. Ever since COVID-19 impacted the US and Miami, I've been on regular virtual calls with Chiara and the rest of her team. At first to monitor the situation here and how it could impact their show. And then when it got canceled, to discuss recovery updates for Miami. We've been sharing resources with her, and we're here to help with any other needs, whatever they may be. Chiara, thanks again for joining us today from London.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, Patricia. So I guess I'll just kick off. I mean, as Patricia said, our event's actually been running for 35 years. We took a break for a few years while you were building the beautiful new convention center and went to Fort Lauderdale, and then we came back in 2019. For me, as at the time the event director just on that event, working with Patricia and with Sonia and with Jill and the rest of the team was really, really important, because we wanted to make sure that we came back to Miami as a different event than the one that we left. And we really wanted to have a unified approach as we represented the entire global cruise industry. So yes, seeing as Miami is the capital of cruise, we also had people coming from all over the world, and we wanted to make sure that we really welcome them, not only to Seatrade Cruise Global, but to the city of Miami. And if it wasn't for Patricia and Jill and Sonia, I don't think we would have had the successful event that we had in 2019. So for that, I thank you all for the work that you did in really making sure that we welcomed everyone back. And then really for me now, it's as everything has changed, we ended up having to postpone our event in March this year. So it was 6 weeks before our event was supposed to take place. And of course, the CVB played a big role in helping us sort of work through that situation and figure out whether there was an option for us to move the event, or whether we just had to postpone it to the following year. And so we appreciate their help. Us as a team, I'm based in London. The rest of my team is based in New York. And so the CVB ends up being an extension of our team, and really they act as our eyes and ears and boots on the ground and let us know what's going on. And as we look at 2021 and what we're planning with our return, we really want to make sure that we have that unified approach again. So if we're figuring out what measures and what protocols to put into place at our event with the convention center as well, we want to make sure that is somewhat streamlined throughout the city. And so when people land in Miami, they're going through similar protocols as when they go to hotels or restaurants or bars and when they come to our event. And so those are the things that in the past, I know that this is a completely different world we're living in right now, but in the past, that is really where our relationship with the CVB has been so strong and has really helped us. So, so far, so good. The communication is there, and I'm getting every update that I possibly can on what's going on in Miami through Patricia and her team. So thank you.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And it's funny because before COVID, we'd connect by telephone all the time, and nobody would see each other. We'd have these conference calls, and now in this new world, we actually get to see each other, even if we're just seeing each other on screen.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's kind of you get that. You put the face to the name, which nobody ever did in the past. And the technology was always there, but now we're really taking advantage of it. So it's pretty cool. Everybody, we see each other and we're all having our coffees. She's in London, the rest of the team is in New York. So it's a lot of fun. So thank you so much, Kata, for taking time to talk to our audience today. And thank you, Alan, as well. We really appreciate your time. Thanks to all of you, to the audience for tuning in this morning. And here on this slide, I've put up our email address. It goes to the 4 of us at Convention Services. So please connect with us to share any ideas, suggestions, feedback on how we can work together to reassure our customers and get Miami back in the game. So now, I'm going to open it up to any questions. Anything, any comments, questions, concerns, feedback?
Patricia, I received one directly to me about updating capacities in the partner profile. So did you want to address how we're handling adjusted capacities?
So the adjusting capacities, the partner can either send us the information, but I believe there will be some extranet training. There'll be a session on the extranet tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Where okay, perfect. And then, you know, that may be covered there. I can find out, but we can assist in the process. If anybody wants to update their capacities and send us the information directly, Convention Services can actually make those updates in the CRM. So, you know, please feel free to send to us. But if you do want to go through the extranet training, you know, I always recommend it. Again, Sarah will be hosting that tomorrow. So I would take advantage of that as well. It's a great, you know, it'll be a great refresher, but we don't mind doing it at all. We're happy to see any updates, because that way, you know, we are familiarizing ourselves with those, you know, with those new capacities. We actually like to see them and know what's happening. You know, every email that we get from a partner, you know, we look at it and we say, oh, okay, so you know, this hotel opened up again, or this partner opened up, and these are the safety guidelines. So we like to review that, just because that way, you know, once you do that, you know, okay, this partner's, you know, good to go. But of course, in the situation that we're living in now, it's going to be evolving, you know, with, you know, phase 2 and phase 3, you know, whatever we get today obviously is not going to be the same. You know, in a couple of months, things will change, you know, hopefully for the better. So it's not a burden on us at all. Just keep sending any updates, any kind of offer or presentation or anything that you would like for us to have and share with our clients. We keep everything in a in SharePoint or OneDrive on the cloud. So my team has access to all those presentations, all those documents or PDFs or whatever you send us. So it's great to have. I mean, I don't know if that answered the question, but again, send to us and we're happy to make the changes in the CRM. Anything else?
I don't see any other questions coming in, so we might give people back a few minutes of their time if they want. We have the next session at 10:30 if folks want to take a break and join us, or any other questions, now's the time.
Great. Well, thanks again to everyone for joining us, and we're here for you. And, you know, please stay safe. Please be well, connect with us. We love, you know, we love doing Zoom calls now. We love seeing you. Since we can't get out and about, at least, you know, call us on Zoom.
I wonder how much rent he paying for that thing.
So.
Well, them buildings have been still probably over nothing.
I
Patricia, you're muted.
Thank you, Mr. Talbert, Ida, Barry, Sonia, my team, Ali. Thank you all at the CVB for supporting us. Thank you, Rolando. Thanks, everyone. And thanks to all our partners. Please stay safe, everyone.